early adopter, big fan of tech, and you work from home 1 day a week, at least. What do you do when you buy the wrong damn house where there is no internet provider?
You improvise. So when it comes to this kind of thing, something that really hasn't been done like this, at least, not that I've been able to find, there's a lot to learn. And there's really no way to learn it other than Google a lot, use the forums, and use Ubiquiti support. The forums and Ubiquiti support are amazing. Google basically just leads you to them, so, you know, Google is Google. But the Ubiquiti stuff, in and of itself, the support behind Ubiquiti's hardware is kind of incredible. So when you're trying to set this kind of thing up, number one, set static IPs for everything, because oh my God, what a pain in the ass that was. I had one antenna trying to be another antenna and take the name of another, and just horrible, horrible. Just set it up static from the get and thank yourself later. The other thing, channels. Okay, so you have the frequency spectrum itself, right? And then you have the chunk of it that you're using. That is almost the most important thing of it all, because if you pick a chunk that's full of noise, it's not going to work. And in a setup like mine where you have 2 hops, yeah, there's lots of noise that comes into play. Ooh. You have to pick the right channel. Took me a minute to find that. Ubiquiti, the hardware itself, actually provides a couple really, really good tools for that. One is just on the actual home page itself. I'll show you in a second. It'll show you where the noise is. The other is AirView, which is basically a spectrum analyzer. Super expensive piece of gear usually, but they include it in theirs. It's pretty amazing. So you pick the channel that you want, the channel that'll work best. Next is the actual spectrum width, how much of it you're using. You can go up to 80 megahertz and get the best speed, but you're gonna pick up the most noise. So you gotta kind of find that happy median. Wherever you're at, maybe there's not a lot of noise, you can use all of it and get the most speed. For me, I just wanted to get it working. I didn't know what the hell the problem was, so I turned it all the way down to 20 megahertz. The narrowest it'll go is 10. I went to 20. I might bump it up to 40 and try it out, see how it works, but I don't know. At the time, I was just trying to get it to work. Works great at 20. We're up and running at 20, but that's the size of the chunk. The other part of the whole equation is how much antenna power you're using, like the actual, I don't know, oomph of the antenna. I tend to kind of turn it up and see what happens, but sometimes turning it down helps. I don't know. I mean, I have mine running a little bit under max power now, so I don't know. Toy with that too. So yeah, you ready to see some settings? Because I am. Okay, so because I have a cloud key, which I will link up here to my other video that showed some of the hardware I'm going to talk about. The cloud key, the switch, the antennas, how I have it cabled. I'm going to link to it in the other video so you guys can actually see the hardware. Anyway, because I have a cloud key, I can click launch and it will take me to this window. This window is a real-time view of usage, who is using what, because I'm using a Ubiquiti security gateway. I can actually do deep packet inspection and see what is going where. Not on a super granular level, but a pretty granular level. I like it. I can click this and go in and see, okay, my biggest usage offender is YouTube, and the biggest usage offender for YouTube is my Shield TV because we stream everything, which, you know, no surprise to me. I know that. So I can go in here and see all kinds of different details about it. Very, very cool to be able to drill down and see what is where. I can also run a speed test here. I think this is a speed test from the gateway, I believe, because I've seen speeds as high as about 200 megs down and 30-ish megs up, something like that. So it has to be from the gateway. I'm pretty sure I'm not getting that through the antennas right now. Could I be? Yes. With some fine tuning, I'm pretty sure I could get those kinds of speeds. But right now, I don't think I am. Well, as you can see, I'm getting 160-ish down and 35-ish up, maybe. Something like that. Maybe, kinda. There we go. So 143 down, 23, just say, up. I'm pretty sure that's at the gateway. Now, keep in mind, I have 300 meg internet at the router, or at the modem. So, like, how that comes into play as far as what the, where that speed is going, because, I mean, that's roughly half the speed, that could just be what the router, or what the modem is giving. I don't know. I'm not real sure. But it goes modem, security gateway, first antenna, second antenna, through the switch into another antenna, to the antenna at my house, and then in here to the access point. So it's going through a few hops, and you can even see 54 millisecond latency is actually pretty damn good. So if it's going all that way and still getting 54 milliseconds, I'd be happy with that. I haven't really noticed any huge latency issues, but, you know, who knows? Lots of variables here. You can go through here and see everything based on time, even though I think the time zone is set wrong somewhere. I haven't been able to find out where, but yeah. Okay, so into the antennas. So this is the first antenna, the first hop, rather, from the first antenna to the first relay antenna. You can see real-time capacities for both, based on like how well they're aimed and how well they're receiving and sending data. You can see the aiming here. This one is aimed basically perfect. Like, you don't get any better than that. That's just amazing. This one is still really, really good, but you can tell it's a little bit out of sync as far as polarity goes, like how it's turned, because it's not right. And you can see this one always drops below this one. So you'll see the bottom one will go down and the top one won't, or at least the bottom one will go down more than the top one. Same thing here, bottom one goes down more than the top one. From what I understand, that means your polarity is off. So gotta motate them bastards. That being said, I'm not gonna mess with this antenna at all because it's basically perfect. I don't care. This one, I might kind of tweak a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see. They're both pretty damn good, so I'm not gonna mess with it too much, if I mess with it at all. But 124.8 megs on that one. And this is at the really, really tiny 20 megahertz spectrum. The actual channel width is only 20 right now. And you can see 20 right there. 5800 is the channel that I'm using. And this is the strip that I was talking about that shows you the noise and the actual, like, what's going on in the air in between your hops. Airtime is how much of the actual link you're using, which right now is basically none. This is the noise in between, and then the 20 is what chunk of that you're using. And you can see it represented right here. If you use more of the chunk, it'll get wider on the bar. So really, really intuitive, awesome, amazing UI that Ubiquiti provides. It's pretty damn amazing. This is the second hop, the one from the relay to my house. And this relay, this hop, we didn't aim at all, like none. By the time we got this working, the Antenna Medix and I had been on the roof for about 6 hours or something. I don't even know. We were both just done, and as soon as we put it up and it said it was working, I said, that's it, we're done. Call it, we're good. Crank that shit down so it doesn't move, and that's it. So as you can see, it is not really aimed worth a shit. Horrible aiming. This needs to be tweaked for sure because it's kind of awful. But it does work. 43 megs on this side, 87 on this side. This side has a much better connection. You can still see 20 megahertz, 5800 is the channel. This hop, for whatever reason, I could kind of use whatever the hell channel I want because it's all pretty quiet. I don't know why. The other one is so damn noisy. There's really not a whole lot going on there. But this hop is super quiet. I could pretty much use any channel I want. Definitely going to bump this one up, but bumping this one up, being as it depends on the channel or the hop before, really wouldn't do a whole lot unless I bump that one up too. So, you know, it's that whole bottleneck situation. But yeah, you can see basically no airtime use, capacity, same kind of deal as the other hop, but this is the one from the relay house to my house. So it goes to show you that a little bit of creative thinking and looking outside the box, you can probably solve whatever the hell problem you have going on. It's not as good, quote unquote, as like wired internet, obviously. That being said, I do have to kind of tweak it and stuff. So it'll get better, and it's already really good. So just saying, you know, give it a shot. Give it a shot. Especially people that don't have to do this crazy ass, like around the mountain kind of weirdness that I had to do. They'll have a lot better luck with it than I will. Huge thanks to Herb the Antenna Medix. Dude, I wish I had called you 2.5 weeks sooner. Herb the Antenna Medix is amazing. Absolute best. I called him on Easter Sunday at like 8 in the morning, and he was like, oh yeah, so where you at? Yeah, I'm here. Okay, cool, I'll be there. Was there in maybe half an hour, something like that. It was crazy. We spent all day Easter Sunday on roofs and shit, pointing antennas, and it was unbelievable. Amazing dude. If you're in Phoenix, his contact info will be in the description because I wholeheartedly recommend this dude. He is amazing. Really good guy. Can't recommend him enough. Also, big shout out to my relay people. I'm not going to name any names, but I walked up to this house some random ass Saturday, just kind of picked this house because I thought it would be in line with the antenna coming from my buddy's house, and got really lucky. Found the coolest people in the world. Thank you so much for letting me put antennas on your roof. Enjoy the free internet because you deserve it. You guys are the most trusting people I've probably ever met in my life, and you know, gotta love you. All in all, some fine tuning is left, but it works. It works. We're streaming everything. We're doing all the things. So gotta love Ubiquiti. Gotta love Antenna Medix, and huge shout out to my relay house. Love you guys, all of you. Huge thanks. Until next time, later.